There's something on the wing of the plane. Something. Shadow in the Cloud was directed by Roseanne Liang in her feature film debut. Written by her as well as Max Landis, who wrote Chronicle and Bright. Stars Chloe Grace Moretz, Nick Robinson, as well as Taylor John Smith, and a few others. And takes place during World War II, where Maud, played by Chloe, is a female World War II pilot, very headstrong, very smart, very learned, has been through a whole lot, and she has a top secret package, and she needs to basically sit and, travel on this B-17 Flying Fortress out of enemy territory and, onto Allied land to deliver this package. Nobody can open it, though. She wants to keep it with her. She's in the turret, and she can't keep the package with her. Basically, the crew are kind of dicks, except for one guy named Walt, who says, I will protect this package. I will not open it. Do not worry. The contents of this package are absolutely safe. And Maud is, constantly checking on them, like, what the fuck is going on? Please tell me the package is okay. They're kind of chauvinistic to her, almost like to the extent of Black Christmas 2019. I'm not even fucking kidding. There's like the one nice guy, and then the rest of the guys are kind of jackasses, talking about what they want to do with her, and what they would do with her if they had the chance. I'm not fucking kidding. Boy, it's like they wanted to run a train on her. They basically said that without actually saying it. But she fires back with the fact she's very smart, and, everything's going good for a little bit. But then it turns out that not only are there enemy fighters on their tail, but there's another evil presence that's determined to take them down. But what is this evil presence? And I'll say right now, if you've seen the trailer, congratulations, you've pretty much seen the whole movie. I mean, I'm going to say that right here. I mean, I don't think that was too shocking of a revelation. But the thing that surprised me about this is I got Overlord vibes. And I did not like Overlord. I thought there were, some of the acting was okay and some of the ideas were good, but it treated itself way too seriously. It took itself way too goddamn seriously. And I thought it really should have gone more of the comedy route, just be comedy horror and everything, because you're trying to, have a silly concept during World War II, which I'm sure a bunch of fucked up shit happened, but goddamn, have a little more fun with it. And it didn't. Thankfully, with this, even though it is fucking terrible from every aspect of the story, to only Chloe's character really being fleshed out, well, that and the character of Walt, everybody else is like just a cardboard cutout. Like standard, there's a nerdy guy, there's like the captain that's, headstrong and everything. There's, the various people that just talk about, wanting to pork Maud. So, again, really, really nice behavior from these lads. But it's just your standard fare for a bit, and then things really start to go south when it's pretty damn obvious that they're being attacked by something and they have no real defense, because they're always doing a whole lot of infight, and it's really kind of fucking hilarious. And I should have hated this by all accounts, with from the story to, I mean, maybe not the acting, because I love Chloe Grace. I think she's fucking phenomenal. She's been great since Let Me In, which was a remake of Let the Right One In. But she was great in the Carrie remake. She was great in The Fifth Wave, for God's sake. The Fifth Wave sucked, but she was great. And she's great in this. And she anchors this goddamn movie. This movie is a perfect combination of stupid, over-the-top, comedic, and so fucking ridiculous. I'm talking so comically over-the-top, like Triple X. And I'm talking the good Triple X, not, the Triple X with Ice Cube. But fuck it, I was on board, like, from nearly the very beginning. And it's so silly, from the music to everything. The sets are actually pretty goddamn good. And the fact is, it makes the most of its small budget. And also it's got a nice claustrophobic feel, that is, because she's in the gun turret for a while. And since they're in a plane and they're up in the air, which is usually where a plane would be if it's trying to fly somewhere, can't really fly on the ground. You could try, but you're not going to get anywhere. That defeats the purpose of a plane. But as attacks start happening in the air, since I'm scared of heights, this movie kind of had me, not necessarily on the edge of my seat, but just like, oh God, I don't really like this because I don't like, heights. So in that sense, it was pretty effective. And is the movie scary? It's action, horror, war, and no, it's not really scary, but it's also hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. It is one of the most hilarious movies I've seen. And just from the word go, I knew that I was going to love this, and I absolutely ended up loving it. And it gets so over the top once it's revealed what the contents of the package are, and I'll get into spoilers here in a little bit, that you can't help but laugh. And how that package basically ends up coming into play in a few situations is just astonishing. And if you haven't seen the trailer, by the way, don't even watch the trailer. Just go into this movie blind and you'll, find it even more hilarious. And it is available for $19.99 on Amazon Video, which, yeah, I gladly paid because why the fuck not? I spent that much on other movies like You Should Have Left, which I hated, Antebellum, or Antebellum, which I hated. This was well worth the $20 goddamn dollars. At least I thought so, because sometimes you just need something really dumb and over the top and ridiculous, and Chloe Grace is fucking great in this. She is great. I'm not saying like Oscar worthy, but she takes it seriously and she goes gung-ho. Yes, pun very much intended, since she fires off the turret guns quite a bit. But it's just so funny, especially once it's revealed what's in the package. It's so astonishingly bad and ridiculous, I can't help but love it. And that's really what it comes down to. It's just so fucking over the top. Great popcorn fun. Make your own popcorn at home, since a lot of theaters aren't really open. And yeah, maybe get together with a couple buddies, or maybe, get together with your significant other if you live with them. And hey, you guys could enjoy a $20 movie, and at least you don't have to try to go to the theater. You can actually just sit in the comfort of your own home. It's really a whole lot of fun, and stupid, and moronic, but fucking great, and fucking amazing. Now I'm going to get into spoilers here, but yeah, absolutely go see this. It's really fucking good. And me of all people, I'm recommending something that's really dumb and ridiculous. And I can see why people wouldn't like this. It shouldn't work, but it does, somehow. So anyway, I am getting into spoilers here, so just letting you know, please do go see this. It's absolutely great. But anyway, 3, 2, 1, and go! Okay, so if you're still here, spoiler territory. Alright, in the very beginning, there's an animated short, and it's about a pilot not being very attentive, and there's a gremlin, and gremlins like to, take apart planes. But oh no, it's just pilots that don't pay attention, or mechanics that don't pay attention. And it's not gremlins, it's you being bad at your job. There's no such thing as creatures that fly and destroy things, something on the wing of the plane. That's basically what this fucking movie was. It was just the concept of that stretched out into a full-length feature, yet it somehow worked. And that telegraphed everything. And then you have Chloe, who is just great. She has this package. She talks to this guy named Walt. And as things go on, basically, this gremlin has already caused destruction to this plane. And the crew doesn't notice at first, and then people start to notice, and you only hear arguing among them. And they kind of change their opinions on, all the shit that's going on. They're like, oh, we don't necessarily believe her. It turns out she lied about her name to get on there. Because she had, because she, got in the military for, a bit of a family reason, or a bit of a marriage reason, like a bad marriage. They open up the package eventually, after she's confronted the gremlin a few times, and the gremlin's confronted her, and she's shot at it, and she's had to play it off and everything. As the plane starts to fall apart, it turns out that this package, they open it, there's a baby in there. It's her baby, and it's Walt's baby. Yep, because she was in an abusive marriage, got into the military, she fell for Walt. He left her, but didn't realize she was pregnant because she didn't tell him. And there we go. So it's the baby. It's, their baby. And then this gremlin, for whatever reason, steals the baby as it's ripping apart the plane and takes the baby where it's hanging on part of a plane. It's so fucking hilarious here. And they're like thousands of feet in the air. They may not be quite as high as a goddamn, big old jet airliner. Don't carry me too far away. But they're hanging on, it's right, it's bouncing right there. And, since it's her kid, she's like, you have no idea how far I'll go. It's so fucking stupid by this point. The baby's like, there, she shoots at the thing. The baby starts, there's a strap on it, so the baby's hanging from that, from the, low part of the engine that's fallen down. and she climbs out there. She manages to get it with some piping. She manages to climb back in, get into the hole of the plane while fighting off this gremlin, and while enemy fighters are trying to attack the plane. And then she gets into, where the turret used to be. And then she gets the baby in there, and a few people have already been shot and or have been attacked by the gremlin, and then more people get attacked. But she gets in there, she starts to slip, and oh no, she's going to fall down. She falls down. This plane that was shot down, she falls into the plane that explodes. It explodes and launches her back in there. If that isn't a movie that you can enjoy, I don't know what is. And it's like Triple X. Again, it's like Triple X. It's so fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. I fucking loved it. And then from there, more people get attacked, shot up, and stuff like that. The plane crashes after her and this one character that are still alive basically have to rotate around and everything, and then they crash it. There's a few people left, and she had this weird vision that, the baby was crushed, but it turns out that the baby wasn't crushed. Somehow this baby in this leather satchel with blankets in it somehow survives. That's the toughest baby there is. Almost as tough as Game Through the movie Boss Baby, which was terrible. But anyway, there's a few of them survived, including Walt and her. And she's fucking pissed at this goddamn thing that she cut the tail off of earlier, and she decides to go beat the shit out of it in a goddamn little pond on this island. It was filmed in New Zealand, so I mean, I'm sure that there are plenty of low ponds and weird islands there. I've never actually been to New Zealand. Apparently it's really nice. Never been, though. But anyway, she beats the shit out of this goddamn thing and ends up, taking the thing's talent and, cutting its own throat. And that's basically it right there. She fucking kills the goddamn thing to protect her kid. You never mess with a mother, whether you're a gremlin with talons or whatever. It was stupid, but I love it. Why did I love this? Because it was astonishingly hilarious and ridiculous. And it's the perfect way to start off the new year. I'm going to give it an A- for entertainment. The movie should get a goddamn D. It is by no means a great movie, but I'll tell you this, as far as the pacing, Roseanne Liang, give her more feature films. Seriously, she's apparently directed some shorts. Give her more feature films. Chloe Grace, I gotta say, she's fucking great. Once again, she's so fucking great. It's so ridiculous. It's so dumb. I fucking loved it, though. A-. A- for the entertainment. It's kind of like Starlight or We Summon the Darkness or like Bad Hair. Because those movies shouldn't have worked at all, but it just fucking did. And just comical. Ridiculous. And I love it. Go watch it. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.